we are. It was on page Tufnun Zion at the bottom. But I guess we'll go up to the top where it says Tfilas Mincha. So we're talking about Tfilas Mincha. What are we talking about? Seder HaMshachos and the Asib Tefilos. So the Shachos and the Mshachah, the Mochim, at the different Tefilos. Some of the we kind of know it. He has a different way of saying things, and he's matter of fact about it. But Tfilas Mincha Na'asach Atikum B'Kelim Emse'im. That's what happens there, having to do with the Yichud of Yaakov and Rachel. Ukavar be'arnu sha'oliyas abirulim the kelim emse'im na'asas yachid im aliyas abirulim the tefilas shachris. Let me just check back on his words. The birurim that we're talking about, of the kelim emse'im, that takes place at shachris as well. That aliyah. So in other words, as long together with the pneumius, that takes place at shachris. This is for mincha. G'mokein kishenim shamkim b'mocha the ach. B'kelim hapanimim b'kriya shema the shachris. It's the same thing like that. Nimshachim b'mochem gam at the same time. Hamochin the ach the kelim emse'im. Rak shehem nish'arin la'amod al gabe reisha to zer anpen. But the thing about this is that in the morning they don't actually come into zer anpen because they're reserved for another time. But they're held in reserve ad tefilas mincha. Rak hamochin the vok the devuna. So only, but wants to let you know what is actually coming in. Is this just we know the vok of tevuna, the kelim emse'im niknas b'zer anpen kriya shema the chakras. That's what comes in at that time. B'yachadi the mochin the vok the devuna the kelim empenim. Now let me see. I didn't really understand that well. He says rak hamochin the vok the devuna the kelim emse'im niknas b'zer anpen. Kriya Shema Shachris. So only that vok is the part that comes in towards. Now he just said it remains up on top of the head. I think he means for biyachad imamochin the vok the devuda the kelim panimim. So they come in together. But birchas avos, when you say birchas amachu the mincha, naasis hamshachas amocha kolcha seder the chakras, then everything comes in, and the whole thing flows as we had gone through the seder that takes place in the morning with Nasira and so on and so forth that goes through all of that time. Omilvad hamshachas lekelim emse'im. Now, besides the fact that there's a hamshacha that takes place at mincha time in the kelim emse'im, Nasir shuv ke'es at this time now has hamshacha lekelim b'benimi, another hamshacha to the kelim b'benimi. Shachos and the mashak shenis, they come back in a second time. That is hamochim shalachem, that is mochim that shestalkul la'achar tefilas shachris. So it turns out they left in shachris. We know when it was over, and they're still around somewhere. They come back in again. Miskanas Rav. So the Rav concludes like this: shenim shachim ke'es rak hamochim devok. That what's coming in at this time. We're talking about the mochim penimim. He says, are the mochim? He says, the vok. The tevuna the benimim, only the vok comes in. The whole Chabad Chag 9 does not come in, and he has a little note down at the bottom, number vav, and how we doing time wise? Okay, v'yesh the ayin. So that you have to look im nimshachim rakam mochin the ach ogam the ponim, whether we're talking about both the mochin the ach or the mochin the ponim come in at that time, but it's only the vok part that wants to say that it's not the entire, all the spheros. So he says, what is the vok this part? He says, Shehem Pirkim Emse'iv V'Titayim of the Tzadi the Tzelem, that Tzadi the Tzelem. And he has a little note down here in number Zion too, try to explain it a little bit more. And he says, Dehine HaMochem Meluvashi B'nai the Yasa Tevuna. We understand that that is where the Mochem are lad. V'Hanai Nechlocha the Tlas Pirkim. Mispashtim begin mukavim, and they spread into the three lines. Tlas pirkim the netzach, the three pirkim of the netzach side. They go into yamim, and they become a chesed, chochma chesed, and netzach. Tlas pirkim the hod becomes small baga. Tlas pirkim the yisod becomes soy dati. Nimsa she tlas pirkim the nai the yasas. So it comes out that there's three pirkim of the nai the yasas. If you look at the whole thing, it's the entire tzadi d'tzalim. Now he explains the tlas pirkim el yonim heim agar. That's the gar. The gar is not going to come in. V'ashisha pirkim titoim heim havak. That's the vak. So it's only the 6 pirkim that are down below. Okay, eis b'mincha now in mincha time. Niknasim rak ha-mochim sheb'shnei pirkim titoim. You have only the entrance of the mochim of the 2 lower prakim, which is going to be the vak. Shehem anikraim vak t'tavuna. V'hem mispashtim b'chabad v'chagad d'zah. And they stay up at the top part of zah. They go into zah, and that's the part far as they can go. So we have like 1 minute. Maybe I could get down to the bottom of this. I don't know. But what's coming is only the female aspect. In parts of Yaakov, there is nothing male to make that. The fisha begin shabinyan parts of Yaakov, whom oros adim shachim machamocha de yasas. They're mochin. They come from yasas. V'gam im Rachel ein zivug atam, but also there's no yichud with Rachel. The fisha midas Rachel he lemat the mechachazav the zer anpin is below the chazav zer anpin. So what does that mean? The kevishin imshakin the zecha ke'ez rak mochin the vak, and so only the mochin the vak are coming in, which is up at the top, and that whole part is above the chazav. They mispash the besfirbis chabad chagat. That's really where they should where they are. The mochin mispashim elamala lamata, and so far they're up at the top. V'kevin said v'kevin shenikdasu rak the vak the mochin, so that's because only the vak of the mochin came in. Hey mispashtim rak b'sfiris chabad chagat. Kanoida b'seder adachiyos. So we understand how things push down. Nimsa she'ein the Rachel shum ha'arim aras mochin. So the mochin never really reached Rachel because she's below the chazav. So therefore the zivug is going to have to be up above. So he said, so after mincha they leave too. And all the salam of the katnis of Yasis also leaves, and Nishar Rak im atzalam hamochin the unika the devuna. Only can't get this word out. He says the katnis of the mochin the unika. That's all that remains. And so we'll stop here. Tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem, we'll be able to get into this and finish this one out and see the next. As it gets a little bit complicated, this language, it goes through so much of it. Anyway, thank you for learning with me today. Kol Tov.